It's MyEd with Jeff. Seriously, it's MyEd with Jeff. Oh, okay, why isn't it taking a picture? Oh, it's taking a video. Generating averages with standards-based grading. Okay, and just for fun, I have become a physical education teacher. I know you all suspected it of me, but it is finally come to pass. Not. So, I'm going to talk a little bit about how you can use the standards-based gradebook to not only mark the curricular competencies, but also to give an overall mark for the assignment and have that average out. So we're going to start by looking at my Phys Ed 9 class. And in my Phys Ed 9 class, you'll see that I have created already my EOL evidence of learning category. I've also created two assignments. The first is participation week 1, participation week 2. This is an ongoing assignment, so it's a great way for me to see the average going forward. And I've also added standards to each of these assignments. So this list of standards was what I chose. So the main thing was that I chose all. And I know we said choose all in the last series of videos. Now we're going to see why. And we also have choices supporting lifelong learning, safety, fair play, and leadership, developing, maintaining healthy relationships, yada, yada, yada. I will make a disclaimer here. I am not a subject area teacher in this. I'm choosing different subject areas to use just so that we can see ourselves reflected in these videos, not just from my point of view. All right, so when we go to the scores page for this class, we're going to look at this standards-based, the standard tab. So we are in scores and standards. And so right now we have all selected. And that means that we can enter a mark under all for both part 1 and part 2. So for 2 weeks of marks for our classes. What I want to do is use the all category to give a mark for how well the student did during that week. It's not going to be attached to a curricular competency. It's just going to be an indicator of how well that student did. And given that it's a 1, 2, 3, 4 scale, we are going to stick with thinking in terms of this is going to average out to a number at the end that we can use. Okay, whether we use it as a final mark or whether we use it to advise our final grades doesn't matter. Okay, so many unbearable hours later. Okay, rather than having you watch me do data entry, I've gone ahead and populated the scores for 4 of my participation assignments. In this scenario, we're just looking at one standard, which is all. Okay, I haven't entered any other marks for the other standards. And if we look at each student in this case, we can see this student started out as developing, went on to emerging, and became proficient by week 4. You can see a progression here, and we had colors labeled for this class. It would be um, something interesting to look at. Just a second. 1 hour later. And that is what this color-based scheme would look like. So we can see with the color-based scheme that maybe I should have 1 hour later. And here is that color-based system. So we can look at all the marks that have been populated and see that many students are green, which is what we're looking for, or the blue, which is great. There are some weeks where students have had concerns, but for the most part, say when we were looking at this list that we haven't had that many reds. Um, the columns that we want to look at here are in terms of what is the average and what is the trend. So the average is going to be a numerical average of what the students have done overall. So this student had 2 developings, an emerging and a proficient, and so their average would be a 2 or 50%. This student had an extending in there, so and 2 proficients, so their average is sitting up at a 3. Okay. Data entry made easy. Entering your grades can be long and cumbersome, and it can be even worse when instead of typing a number, you have to type letters, uh, somewhat random spots on the keyboard. But like in Sims, there is an easy way to populate scores um, and give each column the same thing. So for example here, we're looking at our gradebook and we're looking at this standard, choices supporting lifelong health and well-being. For the most part, students are going to get a proficient in this mark because participation is um, sort of leading to that area. So if we want to give a baseline of proficient and save having to enter PRF over and over again, what we can do is type PRF once. And so if we enter a grade here of PRF, then we can go back and highlight it again. And as long as that is highlighted, we can go to options and go to fill down value. And what that's going to do is carry that value down. Now, did every student in the class get a PRF on this? No, but because the majority of students got PRF, it's easier to go and edit the 2 or 3 who did not. So if we go to these folks, we can change their marks without having to worry about the whole column um, and changing things like that. Now you'll see it is taking a while to get through. It's doing its auto saving at this point. So if you see yellow on a column, it means it hasn't saved yet. So we just give it a chance to populate. And we did the same thing for here. So we can go back and change these like that. Just a way to make data entry easier. And of course, if you're doing your work habits marks in your report card, that's another way to do that. This week, uh, there were many students who did this, and I can just put extending on here. That's much more where we're at. And you'll also see that there are keyboard shortcuts. So instead of having to go to this list every single time, we can go to Control D and duplicate that number all the way down the column. I will point out that if you look at the average thing here on these, this is the average of the marks you've given on this particular curricular competency. That's absolutely an average that you can use. Philosophically, the idea behind curricular competency grading, though, is to look at trends to see the values and to be able to see where we need to um, grow and change as learners and as teachers. So we're not necessarily looking to turn these proficient, emerging, developing, and extending into a 3 out of 4, a 2 out of 4, a 1 out of 4, although we're using the all column for that so that we can translate it. It's so that when we have a conversation with our students, we can talk about their learning and growing in terms of the curricular competencies there. So, if there was a trend where the student started to improve in a certain area, then we can have that conversation. Um, I'm not here for philosophical debate, uh, although, I definitely have my own ideas. But this is how you can enter the marks easily, and this is how you see where the averages are. What you do with that information is up to you. Right. If you have any questions, as always, about any of these things in MyEdBC, please contact me through Teams or shoot me an email. I get it right the first time. Okay. Why isn't it taking a picture? Oh, it's taking a video. We're just going to enter, we're going to populate some scores here for people. So, for example, Serena's Elite. Oh, Wallabilla's RF once. Ah! Oh my. All right, let's go to that. Back 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 to that. The trend tells us what we've done. See this calculator, a calculated power law trend of all scores entered for the reporting standard, which means that it tells you sort of which trend, like where's the average going. I actually have no idea how it works, but it seems to be tied more. All right, so we're just gonna populate some scores in here for Serancely, and here we go. So we'll just put in here developing, and oh, fix auto. Dang it.